is the Mobile Industry Review.
Hi, my name's James Watley.
I'm Dan Lane.
And I'm Ben Smith.
And you're watching the Mobile Industry Review Show.
Roll credits.
Dan Lane, Ben Smith, and James Watley. Live from London.
We're here. We found a fully qualified adult who is going to show us the G1. So it's over to Richard.
Hi, okay, I'll give you a quick overview of T-Mobile G1. What you'll see here is the main home screen. It's got some familiar applications. You can customise this to whatever you want to be, drag and drop any of these. So you've got 3 screens. Here's your main one. Pull that up and you'll see the full menu there. Google Mail on board, Google Talk, instant messaging, and of course Google Maps on there. So you can drag any of those. So if you want to have Google Talk on your homepage, just drop it in and it's there now. So if you're bored of that, don't want it anymore, trash it, gone. Okay, so to go into the browser, which is obviously what most people are quite focused on. If you go into the menu, what you should be able to see is you've got a whole range of bookmarks, kind of stuff you'd expect. So let's go into Facebook. And here's when the device starts to come into its own, because if we turn it around, now on this one actually we have Content Lock, which is our child protection service, which actually won't be on Facebook when we launch. So what you'd normally see at this point is the full Facebook experience. So we'll just select another bookmark rather than doing that. So let's just go with BBC News to make it easy. So when you buy it as standard on a contract, that won't be in place, and you'll be able to access any social networking site, YouTube and so on.
For the benefit of the viewers at home,
yep.
What signal is this currently on? Is this doing 2G, 3G?
That's on 3G. We have our 3G HSDPA network enabled nationwide, so wherever you are in the country, you're going to get a pretty good signal on there. Fantastic. So BBC there, and as you might expect, you can move around there really simply with your finger. What you can see at the bottom is the plus and minus, so you can just zoom in, zoom out, and then a nice little feature on the bottom right there, if you press that, which shows you the whole page with a little magnifying glass that you can drag around, and you can just then say, okay, I want to look at that picture in more detail, let it go, and it pings up.
Right now, if I was watching this at home, every single viewer would be screaming out, click to play. Can we watch the iPlayer in this browser?
You can't, unfortunately, you can't. However, what we'll come on to in a second is the fact that this is an open Android market, so all kinds of applications are going to be available soon, so anyone could build it in theory. On menu, just quickly, you've got a nice feature. If you've used Google Chrome, which is a little bit similar, so you can see multiple, you can have up to 8 pages open here at the same time. So like tabs or tiles on Chrome, and let's just now pick another page, and let's go to the home page there, and it just pings out again. So you've got, this is actually our regular mobile internet homepage, Web and Walk, which you've still got access to.
And how do you get back into the panels again?
So you just click menu and window.
Okay, cool.
So you can have as many as you want. You can have up to 8. And actually this whole phone really supports having multiple applications open at the same time really comfortably. Doesn't crash. Okay. So if you go back to home, other features you've got there, maps, obviously pretty standard. At the moment what you see is you can just scroll around the maps, and obviously it will take you to your current location. You can do route planning. Something that's coming in the future is this phone has a compass on board as well as GPS. What that means is that if I had the phone here, and imagine that behind the phone is a street scene in London, 3-dimensional, you would be seeing a 3-dimensional image of the actual street, like a photograph behind me. And if I moved it that way, you'd see the image that you can now see that way, and obviously that way. Now that's available in the US at the moment. It's coming to the UK. Google are going to be launching it soon, so hopefully it'll be on the device very soon, and it'll obviously be able to guide you around unfamiliar cities, or just to the pub, depending on your preference. Okay, just to show you the basic stuff, of course you can just use it as a phone. So dialer, really easy to use, touch screen. Contacts, it'll have all your SIM contacts there, and what it does on the favourites, hasn't got it on this one, but when you've been using the phone for a few days, your most popular dialed numbers will appear there automatically. Nice. And you can also nicely, if you want to drag one of these features when you're on the home screen, if I press and hold on there, you can add a shortcut, and you can pick a contact and actually put whoever that is, and then now, so you could just press that and it would direct dial from the home page.
I saw a demonstration earlier on. If you just press that would dial, or if you hold it down, you get the full contact. You G-talk them or speak to them. Or
yeah, exactly. And that's really at the heart of what this device is for. For the kind of people who use calls, text, instant messaging, social networks, Facebook, whatever, to keep in touch. Everything you want to do, this is built for. So that's where the keyboard comes in, because for me, I like to update my status on Facebook. I like to instant message my mates. I want a proper keyboard because I want to be able to type quickly, and I don't want to feel constrained by just having alphanumeric keys or a touchscreen that maybe slows me down a little bit. So really easy to use. Another nice feature that you might have seen before is the messaging. So just go into messaging, which is text message. Just need to find it there. And what you'll see, hopefully, if it's on this one, is you get threaded text messaging. So not a great example, but if you had a conversation going back and forward, what you'd see is me, you in order of our conversation. So just like instant messaging, or just like an email conversation, you see it going back and forward between you. Okay, so go back to the home screen. And then the unique feature of this device is the Android Market. So Android, totally new operating system, and Android Market, not working on this particular phone, unfortunately, but I may be able to show you on the other one.
We have another one.
We have the black, so good excuse to show you the black anyway. So we'll just quickly switch to the market. This is an open, so think of it like a trading marketplace. Anyone who wants to develop Android applications can. They can post them up, they can suggest prices. It's user rated, so you'll see different categories, and you'll see star ratings appear in a second on the right hand side, and you can download applications. So this is really the Google philosophy, the T-Mobile philosophy about the open internet. We don't believe in constraining customers. We don't believe in telling them what's a good application, what's a bad application. Stick it up, encourage innovation. The internet is always driven by an open approach, and that's what you'll see here. So you can slide up and down, choose some of the applications. Just to give you an example of what's on board, you've got things that are kind of pointless but fun and might become interesting, like seismograph. So if you can see the seismograph there, if I now whack the handset, you'll see that it, just like a seismograph would, it kind of notices the movement. Don't know what that'd be useful for, but you never know when it might be included. Exactly, you'll see YouTube's on here as well. Won't show you that because it's pretty standard stuff. But what you've also got is Pac-Man, so classic games obviously can appear on here. And you'll see something called the barcode scanner on there as well. And what that allows you to do is if you go into a shop, take a barcode, you take a picture with a 3 megapixel camera, and it will go online. It'll either tell you more about the product, or it'll actually, perhaps more usefully, take you onto a price comparison site, so you can see where the cheapest product is. So you've seen a TV you like, scan the barcode, tells you where it's cheapest. So it might not be cheapest in the store you're in right now, and you can check. So that just shows you some of the scope.
What about the email? How's the email?
So you've got, so when you first load up, you need a Google Mail address, and you can set that up on the handset. What you can see top left is you actually see notifications there. So that means there's a new email come through for me. If I get a text message, it'll actually, the text will scroll across the top of the screen, and then I can just grab that, pull that down. I don't think you can, but it might be in the settings. What it doesn't do is, it only shows you that once. So it's not kind of glaringly obvious, and then you can pull that down. Well, it locks. I don't know whether you saw the security lock at the start, so I'll show you that in a second. But just quickly, that's the email, and obviously it's showing me I've got new email. Always on syncing with all the Google apps in the background. It syncs your contacts. If you add a contact on here, that's going to be on your Google Mail contact list, and vice versa.
Will that work with Google Apps, do you know, as well as Google Mail?
Google Apps and Google Docs is not fully supported as yet, but I think it's something that's likely to come in the future.
So if it's always online, what's the battery life like?
Well, you can see it's just beginning to go there, and that's been demoed all day today, so, and heavily used.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much lasting a day with some heavy usage.
Mobile Industry Review, the only source that counts.